Tonight, we're being seduced by Kush. He's taking us on a date night and showing us exactly what he would be cooking if we were in his arms.
This is a special treat for everyone.
What's on the menu, chef?
Tonight we're going with dishes that you can make in advance, dishes that are served hot and cold, and things that I've seen at restaurants that sound really bougie, but are really simple. So I just want to show you those things so you can impress the lady, gentleman in your life, you know.
Are we starting with starters?
No, we're going to start with the dessert.
Okay.
We're going to do it live, as in I'm going to make it, we're going to put it in the fridge, and we'll eat it at the end. It's that quick to make, but you can make it 3-4 days in advance. And we're focusing on the most romantic thing of all, chocolate.
Yes!
Used all over the world globally by the best chefs. It tastes fantastic. We have two types. We have a 70% and a 40%. Sweetness from the 40% and the lovely flavours from the 70%. Equal amounts of those into a bowl over some water, bain-marie, and we're going to make a chocolate mousse. And the other ingredients are really simple. Egg whites, whipping cream, a bit of lemon, and a teaspoon of sugar. That's it.
Is this cooking chocolate? Because it doesn't look tempered. It looks different from a bar.
So this would be used in restaurants and in homes, and if you wanted to serve it as a piece of chocolate, you would temper it and then put it into a chocolate bar.
Okay.
But they're not going to sell you something that's tempered that you're then going to melt down and re-temper. It's a waste of time.
Okay.
So I'm going to whip up some egg whites, I'm going to whip up some cream, I'm going to whip it all into the chocolate. That's it.
You whip it hard?
I'm going to whip it hard.
Have you made this? Do that.
I've made this 3,000 times.
On 3,000 dates? Kush!
Wow!
Whoa.
You
Yeah, I'm not very good at dating. Let's just say that. Right, I'm going to whip this. It's going to make a lot of sound. I'm going to whip this. I'm going to stir it in.
It's so simple.
It's almost like a cheap souffle.
You could call it a chilled souffle. That's just the equal amount of chocolate that I've been sitting in a big bowl.
Gotcha.
It needs to be really big because you're going to make the mousse in here. If it's too small, you're going to spend a lot of time beating it and knock out all the air.
Okay.
Instantly makes a ganache with the melted chocolate. Egg whites. These traditionally you'd fold in really gently, right?
Yeah.
Now, by folding it in gently from the start, in effect you will knock out more air. You'll have to fold it in for longer. You want to get the first third just beaten in. That'll lighten the base, and then you caress it with the rest of the egg white.
Good use of datey words.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Smart.
Great.
So we're going to go in with the first third, and these are soft peaks, okay?
Nice.
Not
Nice.
too stiff. And we're just going to beat this in.
Doing something in advance like this makes so much sense. It's almost the dessert is sometimes just the afterthought. I never put any effort into it.
Does this laziness come from being married?
Oh, 100%.
Why aren't you? Because I think you have to put as much effort into a marriage as you do for dating. Yeah, you're dating your partner.
Yeah, no, I get that.
I think that's important to do.
Okay, cool. I will make more of an effort. Thank you for the advice. What do you do?
Call Lucy to find out whether that's
Really good point.
So I've got the serving dish ready. It's been in the fridge, it's cold. That'll start to set the mousse straight away.
Hi, this is Lucy. Sorry I can't take your call at the moment.
I'll do a voice now, it'll be funnier.
Okay, fine.
So the mousse goes in just as it is. And that's it.
That is dessert done.
That's dessert done. That is now to set in the fridge.
Oh, wonderful. Love
Chilled-
that.
Chilled dish, mousse in fridge, in you.
Okay,
The mousse.
Yeah, the mousse. The mousse.
Yep. Right.
Hi, Luce. Barry here. We are just filming a video. Jamie's giving me a bit of a stick for being a rubbish husband. Just wanted to clarify, when was the last time that JD cooked for you a big, lovely 3-course meal with an incredible dessert? And what was that dessert?
We'll see.
You're gonna see.
Now we're going to do a starter. Again, this can be made the morning of. Get everything ready on a plate in the fridge, and that's your starter done. Again. Okay?
Lovely.
We are relying again on very good quality seasonal ingredients, and that's about it. We have a lovely piece of local sea bass from London, from Billingsgate, the fish market.
Cool. We're
But
based
it didn't start there though, did it?
No, it started near the coast. That's where a lot of seafood's from.
Is
Apparently.
it really?
Yeah. Do you know what these are?
Finger limes.
Fingerlings?
Finger limes. Correct. Yeah. So 2 types of citrus. Lovely sweetness
well done.
and a lovely tartness. some smoked soy.
Yes,
We
the
really
posh stuff.
loved it. And olive oil. That's the dish.
Okay.
So
okay.
we're going for a kind of like a ponzu,
Yep.
which is a Japanese
Yep.
citrus soy with orange, salty agretti, and a bit of chili. That's it. So I'm going to slice the fish, put it on the plate, put everything on top of it, and that's the dish. Quality ingredients, nothing much done to them.
These seem like, again, really simple recipes that I think people would think you've put hours and hours and hours into. You have in thought, but not in cooking.
Yeah.
I think you spend more time thinking and shopping correctly, a bit of prep, and then you can relax, tidy your house, have a trim of your beard, and then your guests will come round. Because normally this is done at someone's house, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're trying to bring that romantic, high-end restaurant feel into your dining room.
Now, I think we have to embrace the fact that since Kush has been with us at Sorted, he has attracted a lot of attention. And we're now talking about date night. I think it's good to ask Kush a few questions about what he perceives as a good date. So Andrew wants to know, what do I have to do to get invited round for Kushies for dinner? That's the tip he needs.
So Andrew wants my tip. So I cook at home for people that I care about and I love, my friends and my family. I cook at work, always have cooked at work, so if I'm going to go home and cook, it needs to be something really special. Has Lucy replied?
Yeah.
Right, I'm in the car now. He made me panic. I thought Jamie had chopped off his thumb or something.
Yes.
Right. I don't remember the last time he cooked a 3-course meal, but that's probably because we don't have 3 courses very often. He cooks a lot for us, most weekends. When was the last time he cooked dessert? No.
We're more a starter main course type of family.
I haven't changed the board. It's got raw fish on it, but
Yeah.
we're eating the fish raw.
So we're curing it.
Not really.
Oh.
There'll be so much olive oil on the plate that the citrus won't really hit the fish. We're not doing a ceviche.
Yeah.
It's a carpaccio seasoned with citrus and soy sauce.
Nice.
So I'm just cutting some little segments and discs of blood orange, different shapes and sizes, so you get a bit of excitement on the plate. Each mouthful can be a bit different.
If you were cooking this kind of meal for a date, would you ask them if they liked it beforehand?
I'll order at the restaurant the first 4 or 5 times, see what they like, see what they don't, put it down my phone, and then cook a menu that I know they'll like.
Smart.
So we've got sea bass, blood orange, chili, finger lime, and then a really good olive oil that you guys tested while I was on holiday,
Yeah.
but I know it's really nice, and a bit of smoked soy, and that is that done.
Amazing.
Oh, some seasoning, agretti. I haven't put any salt on otherwise.
No, and brilliantly, you've prepared this earlier in the day, which gives you ample time to wash your hands and make sure you've got all of that chili off.
Yes, well the chili's been sitting in a bowl of water for a few hours already. It gives that lovely little curl to it, and it takes away the harshness. So I know you guys, your palates aren't as up to spice as some, so wanted to knock it back a bit.
It's absolutely stunning.
And some smoked soy for seasoning, and I'll just squeeze over any excess juice. Onto a spoon first, because you don't want to go too hard with this, it is quite strong. It'll overtake the dish.
He still made a dish that I think is accessible for us.
Yeah, I think so as well. We always say these videos we don't expect to be able to get recipes out of. It's just we want to sit and watch a chef just be amazing. But I do think I could do that.
Well, I think that's the point, right? You could call it a masterclass.
This is our masterclass now, Kush.
Boys.
We are.
It's really small. So, dessert, done.
Yep.
Chilling in the fridge. Starter, done.
Yep.
Chilling in the fridge.
Yep.
Show us your main course.
No, I'm gonna make you some butter first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fine. Butter us up, chef.
Yeah.
Butter you up.
Churn me.
We all went out for a lovely meal for I think it was Christmas, a year or 2 ago.
Yeah.
And the meal started with a caramelised shallot butter.
Yes! Love this
Yes.
one.
Yeah. It was very nice.
James Cochran.
James Cochran.
Yeah.
So I'm making caramelised shallot, thyme and Marmite butter.
Yes, yes, yes!
So in here, we literally have caramelised shallots.
How long have they been caramelising for?
They took about 3 hours.
Wow.
Wow.
At what temperature?
on really low in
Just
butter
really low in
while I was
butter.
doing everything else. They were
Wow.
just sitting there. There's no sugar in there, no vinegar, haven't had to deglaze the pan or anything, they haven't caught, just thyme. But you can make this well in advance. Once it's in the butter in the fridge, put a month on it, or
Gotcha.
freeze it. So softened butter, unsalted, thyme, Marmite, warm shallots in, and then waz it all up. Serve with some sourdough.
So what sort of substitutes could we be making here, flavours-wise? Because Marmite, again, incredibly divisive.
Miso butter, really nice. You still get that salty. So anything that's really concentrated in flavour. All of this is going to go into a dish. It's nice and soft. I think you want soft butter with your bread. And this can be ready on the table when your date turns up. I did not make the sourdough. I do bake sourdough, but if I was having a date round, I wouldn't try to nerd out on them with my homemade sourdough. Just from a good local bakery.
That feels like one thing to stress about too far.
Yeah, far too much stress trying to make your own bread for a date. Tubby is my sourdough starter because he makes you fat. Yes. So there we have sourdough.
Tubby no, but Pumpy yes?
Yes,
Later.
later. There's always time for Pumpy. Right, that is that. Right, Jay, Baz,
send
a little nibble.
Yes, please.
Slide that across to you. And I'm going to get on with our main now.
Right, give us the title.
We have crispy roast pork belly with seasonal vegetables.
Okay.
And when I say pork belly, I mean a lot of pork belly.
Yes.
So we've got your classic bit of pork belly here. This is from a London butcher called H.G. Walter. Fantastic restaurant quality butcher, but deliver meat to home. It's free range. You can see it's good pedigree. It's got a good thickness to it. When you want to impress someone, we're focusing on really good meat and not doing much to it. But we want really good crackling, and crackling relies on dry skin. So what I've done is I've seasoned it lightly with salt and left it uncovered in the fridge, and we have this. Same piece of pork belly
Yep.
from the same slab, I just cut it into 4, and you've got fully dried out, uncovered. A bit like fish skin, you want it really dry to get crispy when you fry it. You want the skin to be really dry when you cook it. And then I'll swap it after washing my hands for the stuff that I cooked overnight.
You get a hint of the Marmite at the beginning, but then this Winston Schlots almost just kills the Marmite quick and leaves you with that luxurious,
Sweetness,
sweet,
yeah.
buttery, delicious butter. Well done.
So this is the same pork belly again that I put in the oven at 65 degrees Celsius overnight. Nothing else. No steam, no herbs, no jus, nothing, no onions. So that is very slow cooked pork belly, and the skin now is really hard. You can see the salt's actually crystallized as it's come out. And we're gonna now finish this in 2 ways. One, we're gonna grill, and one, we're gonna pour raging hot oil over to get cracked.
Oh,
Okay?
wow, yes.
I'm gonna take one piece and put it on a rack over a tray, and the other piece, leaving this, and it goes into a preheated oven with the grill on. And we need to keep our eye on it. This isn't the safest thing to do at home, but it looks fantastic and you get a totally different end product.
So what you're saying is, if you're at home and you want to attempt this,
Yes.
probably
Do
do
that.
it in the grill.
Yes, the oil has to be really hot. Oh, there you go. Already it's starting to curl and crisp up. It's blistering, peeling back,
Wow.
and in itself, you're deep frying the skin. This is rolling back quite aggressively.
Yeah.
This one might look a bit different. Oh, there you go.
Wow.
We'll probably take this whole pan of oil, and this will also help render the fat that's under the skin.
Okay.
If I'm honest.
really
It looks like-
curling.
it looks like a
Yeah,
sea
it's never
creature
curled
now.
back on me like that before.
Yeah, but still, as an experiment, it's really.
As an experiment, that hasn't worked. But then when I made it for Star Food a while ago, it did.
Yeah. So once again, we would recommend, don't do this version at home because you can see exactly how hot that oil is.
Lethal.
Please do not
No.
do that at home.
No, we'll move this out the way, and we'll have that for staff lunch.
I love that because it shows that Kush to this day is still pushing himself, doing things that don't always work. Like,
Yeah, well-
it's great.
It's worked twice in
Yeah.
the studio with the same pork belly at the same time and temperature. So there's no reason that shouldn't have worked. But we were rolling, so you know, fate. We're going to focus a lot more on the garnish than the actual pork in terms of flavour.
Because you've not added any flavour to that pork at all.
No, we're relying on really good quality pork there and some thyme. as in time.
Yep.
Yeah. We're gonna make fondant potatoes.
Oh,
You like them?
yeah.
Oh, the best.
Really luxurious,
really?
buttery
So
potatoes.
naughty.
Right, so we've got potatoes that stamped out, trimmed the edges with a peeler to get a nice, lovely shape.
Yeah.
And they're going into a non-stick pan with some vegetable oil for about 20 minutes. We're then gonna add garlic, butter, rosemary, thyme, and bay leaf, chicken stock, and put them in the oven. Because these take about an hour and a half start to finish. So I've made them blue petered already for you.
Well done.
So those would fry nice and gently, and you'd end up with those. Okay?
My favourite thing about his one I made earlier is that we also get to eat the one that he hasn't made earlier
yeah,
yet.
he'll make that one later.
He'll make that one
Yeah.
later, then we get twice as much.
We'll be eating all of this all through the day. So into the pan, once they're coloured, about half an hour, whole cloves of garlic, thyme, rosemary, and butter. Once this is fully melted and frying, we're going to go in with chicken stock. And that'll come up to a simmer, then it goes into the oven, about 180 for about 40 minutes till tender.
So simple, isn't it?
So simple.
It's really simple. It's the time it takes
prep.
to cut the potato.
Yeah.
If I was going to do it, I probably wouldn't
No,
shape
I
them.
know.
As much.
But you need those flat bottoms, don't you, for it to really work?
You do,
Just
you
make
do.
mashed potatoes.
I know.
You need the flat bottoms to get that lovely colour. So here we've got 3 stages of potato. Raw in the oil frying, coloured, as we say in the restaurant, but still rock hard raw. And then after they've come out the oven, and you can see they've carried on colouring. This chicken stock is reduced down to this really intense, lovely, shiny chicken stock and herb butter, which we will put on the plate. And they're ready to go. The best way to test is, people say with a sharp tip of a knife. I disagree, because your teeth aren't sharp like a knife. So you want a spoon that's more like your tooth.
Yeah, I get it.
And it should just go in like that, really gently. Okay?
Okay.
If you tested that with a sharp knife, it will go in. 'cause it's
Interesting.
sharp. I always do vegetables like
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a
what a
really
great tip.
good, obvious tip.
Yeah.
I've never thought of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unless you, what, Wolverine or something like that?
Yeah.
So they're done, they're gonna sit on the side while we make the garnishes. Pork's crisping up, potatoes are done,
Great,
gravy is
great.
pretty much made. So I'm gonna spoon that over the plate. You've got all the herbs in there. Call it potato and chicken gravy. It's delicious. And now we're gonna go with some greens, okay? We're gonna do some roasted cabbage dressed with miso, ginger, and tahini.
Delicious.
You said that so
zinging.
quickly.
So ginger and pork belly goes really well. We're gonna have some 5 spice and star anise coming in later into the dish as well. So we're pushing the dish in those kind of directions. So you've got herby, roasty flavors, light and bright for flavors with a bit more fat, and a nice spring sweet cabbage. And then we're gonna do some beetroot in a few different ways later. I'm gonna turn that onto a low oven. We'll come back to that. Really hot pan, sweet hispy or spring cabbage going in, and a bit of salt. All right. You could call it a fried cabbage, but we're going for that charred, really dark, roasty flavour. Then we're going to make a really simple dressing. We've got ginger, tahini, white miso, mirin for sweetness, and vinegar for acidity. So this should get in all the different layers of the cabbage,
Yeah.
and you eat this with your fatty pork belly. We're going to whip this up with some microflame ginger till it's kind of like a loose mayonnaise-y kind of dressing.
Okay.
And then we're going to put the cabbage in.
Yeah.
It'll soften, it'll go through all the layers, and all that flavour will be stuck in the cabbage. And cabbage and pork, classic, just seasoned cabbage, but we're using different seasonings. And here's some that I've already done for you. Same cabbage, just roasted it earlier, off camera. Just going to open it up, put it in, and push it into the dressing. Then you've got a lovely dressed wedge of cabbage ready to go on the plate. We've got deep roasty flavours, fatty light flavours, and now we're going to go for something to cut through everything. We're going to make ketchup.
Oh,
Seasonal ingredient, beetroot.
beetroot ketchup.
Beetroot
Nice.
ketchup. So we've got cider vinegar, we have brown sugar, cumin, ginger, a bit of green chilli, and a star anise. Chop this up all into a pan, cover it with water, and simmer it till it's tender.
Oh, right, okay.
Like, as in, till however long it takes, 1 hour, 2 hours,
Not
3
even
hours.
peeling it.
No, it's been scrubbed. It's going to be put into a very high powered blender and turned into a ketchup. So we go in with our vinegar and the spices and the chili, top it up with water and bring it to a simmer. Cooks for about 2 hours, and then you carry on cooking it till it's dry. By that I mean all the liquids gone.
Okay.
But you've got really soft beetroot. Okay. And then that would go into a really powerful blender or a stick blender, and you end up with.
I'm gonna have so much ketchup.
Wow.
This will last ages in the fridge. It's vinegar, sugar,
Oh,
and
look
cooked
at
vegetables.
it. Yes. Stunning.
Okay. More beetroot.
There's more.
Now we need
Brilliant.
some texture. I want crunch.
Okay.
So we've got candy,
Yeah.
Which
Beautiful.
I think, one of the prettiest natural things.
These always amaze me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Candy beet
Stunning.
and golden beet,
Yes.
right? And I'm going to pickle them, but without any heat. So I cut them into strips and I vacuum pack them in the pickle.
But it's not, that's the wrong shape.
So remember the Japanese turning mandolin?
You did that to
I
them.
did that with them, yeah.
Right, okay.
Restaurant bit of
Unleashed.
kit, and I've pickled it in Frank's red hot wing sauce, aged sherry vinegar, and Chinese five spice.
Wow.
Got two different colours and shapes of beetroot, but the same kind of texture. Should be a raw crunch. Pretty sure we're done.
Is that it, Chef?
I've got some really nice bougie pear to put on the plate as well. And here we go with our
Beautiful.
crispy, crunchy, juicy pork belly.
Oh, question from the
Question from
board.
the gallery.
Sidelines.
If someone wanted to do it in an air fryer,
Yeah.
how would that be?
If someone wanted to do it in an air fryer,
Yes. So
is it possible?
So air fryers are infinitely adjustable.
Yep.
Same time, but you have to keep on turning it on. That's why I say roast it at about 220 for about an hour, then crank the heat right up, and you get a nice intense heat on top. Yeah, pork belly in the air fryer is absolutely fantastic. Do some nice slice of that and put it on a plate, and that dish is done. Starter, main course, and fingers crossed, our mousse is just set.
The belts are off. Oh no, just waistline. I thought. Never
Oh,
mind.
right, fine. Sorry. Yeah, that's what. Yeah,
Yeah.
just loosening. Yeah.
And that, along with the bread and butter, is a date night dinner with me.
Outrageous, Kush. Sensational.
Yes.
Sexies, please.
Cushy baby.
Yes, Daddy Bear.
You've done it.
You
Let's
have
dig in.
blown this out of the park. I cannot wait.
We'll go with the start first. Try and get a bit of everything.
Oh, the blood orange with the
Yeah.
kick from the chili as well. Oh,
It's not smoked fish, was it?
Smoked soy.
smoked
Smoked
soy,
soy,
that's
of course
it.
it was.
Tiny little bit of smoked soy over the top. Yeah, got a little bit of finger lime. Try and get a bit of finger lime.
Yeah.
See these tiny little ones? They should give you real burst and zestiness. And then imagine sitting opposite each other at a table, both leaning in together.
I like it.
Yeah.
My favourite bit from this whole menu is that you've avoided every stereotypical aphrodisiac that you could have gone
Yeah.
for.
Lobster is great and it's seasonal, but you can have it year round. Steak, I feel, is a bit of a cop out. So I can spend a bit more time and make something interesting rather than just going luxury, luxury, luxury.
Yeah.
Right.
Sensational. I don't want to ruin it.
I know. It's
Jamie
stunning.
can then. Go on, Jay.
That ketchup. Oh, the spice.
Oh my goodness. You've got so much wet, refreshing things in there to really like bring that dish to life.
Well, pork belly can be overly fatty, can't
Yeah.
it? So I want loads of different textures, and you want your date to be dumbstruck by how you can cook something so simple.
Yes.
To make it so tasty. So all the little components, and a lot of it can be done in advance. Make that puree.
Skill-wise, nothing there that is unachievable. It's all just planning.
Right, time
I don't want to stop
I know.
because otherwise everyone else
Let's
is
try
going to eat this
that and then we'll
we
go
can't have
back.
Yeah, fine. We'll try that. We'll then take Ben's handcuffs off and you can come join us.
Oh! Oh! Boys!
Cheers.
Nice.
That's like an aero yogurt, but better.
And I purposely, there's no texture, no nibs, because it would distract.
Yeah, it's
Like the flavour and the chocolate.
I'd happily smother that over you, mate. That is sensational.
That is a phenomenal menu.
No,
I'd like to shout out from where I learned all these things.
Oh yeah, please do.
Raymond Blanc, here's chocolate mousse.
Yeah,
That's the chocolate
chocolatey.
they use at the Manoir. That's why I've made it maybe 1,000 times.
Right.
The cabbage in there, Juntanaka from the 9th in Fitzrovia, mine and my wife's favourite restaurant. He serves that cabbage as a little side. We get it each time. It is amazing. And yeah, James Cochran did some shallot butter. So
Brilliant.
Some shallot butter.
Wow.
Gosh.
From all of us,
And everybody at home.
thank you so much for that. Over to you in the comments. What would you like to see Kush doing unleashed next?
Perfect.
Cooking.
We didn't specify.